District Governor nominee Michael Kesti, and I think Norby Rudel is going to help him, Norby Rudel, on Corporate Foundation Giving Program. Michael, I'll leave it up to you now.
Thank you, Alan. Norby, are you there?
I am. Good morning.
Great. Thank you. Well, as Alan said, we have a special new corporate foundation program we designed. It's not so new. We started this last year, and we've been going through some testing stages and refinement.
Sorry, Michael, unmute yourself. I had to mute some of the other people.
I'm sorry, am I still there?
Yep, you're there.
Okay. I don't know what you missed, but that's okay. So Alan mentioned that Norby and I have teamed up on this, but I will say that Norby's the one that's doing most of the work. So thank you, Norby. When I got with Karen Clark and helped develop this program, and Norby and I are going to rip through these slides pretty quick. I'll turn it over. I will say that it was we were in Hamburg. And when Norby heard about it, he approached me and jumped at the opportunity to be part of this. And I mean, that tells you how good of a Rotarian he is. And he's taken the lead on this, and we're working it through and talk about it weekly and refining it well. But with that said, Norby, you know this program because you've been working it and written the trenches with it. So why don't you take over here?
Okay, great. Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Norby Rudel. I'm the immediate past president of the Rotary Club, the great Rotary Club of Miami. And this program, as Michael said, we got together in Hamburg and immediately clicked on it. For me, the big deal about it was another way that I could increase the membership of our club by reaching out to the downtown area of Miami, which was basically an untapped area for our club. I figure they have 100,000 residents. They've got thousands of corporations and businesses. And even though they can't become a member as an entity, they do have people in these corporations that give money regularly to other charities, et cetera, so forth. So why can't we tap into them? Well, Michael came up with this idea. If you would change the slide, let's see. Yeah. And our mission really was to engage local businesses, as I mentioned, and make sure that they had a mission of community service and areas of focus, much the way Rotary does, so that they would very much be in line with our values first. So we weren't just looking for any company or anybody that could actually increase our membership or become part of this plan. Next slide. So our goal, Michael and I talked about it, was we could create actually more than just one benefit. We could not only increase membership and goodwill, but we found a way that we believe would make it easier for businesses to actually donate and participate in our efforts, and thus the name, the foundation, the Corporate Foundation Program. Let me tell you a little bit about how it came to be. If we could change the slide. Yeah, Karen Clark is an Arch Clump member as well, as you heard about Robin and Susan Shelley earlier. And she has, we were wondering, everybody that is an Arch Clump Society member, and other people, of course, as well, they get these points. And a lot of the points are never used, and people unfortunately pass away, and the points expire with them. Well, through the efforts of Michael, Kesti, and Rotary, we were able to create this program in such a way that Karen would be able to donate some of the points that she has accumulated over the year, and that we could actually use them to award other people Paul Harris Fellow. If we could go ahead another slide. And there is Karen holding hands with Paul Harris. Wow. All right. And we actually have an inventory of 250 Paul Harrises that we can hand out. So what does that mean to you? This offering is exclusive to our district, 6990 clubs. And what's so cool about it is it creates a calling card that you can engage business leaders with. So what do I mean by that? Well, if we have an opportunity, everybody in your club knows somebody that works in some business somewhere, I am sure. And we all know that from a selling standpoint, it's always easier to know someone to talk to and make an introduction than it is to cold call. With being able to make a contact inside of a company, we now have a different powerful value proposition that we can put forth to prospective members. Change the slide, please. So, what are the benefits? First of all, let me give you an example of how this might work. For example, I work for a company as a contractor. I teach English, and they are hugely active in the community with different charities, et cetera, and so forth. I want the CEO of this particular company will help me and help the Rotary Club of Miami as a facilitator in an upcoming conference a virtual conference that we have for our Interact and Rotaract clubs. As a result of his participation, I have the ability to approach him and say, we would like to offer you an honorary Paul Harris Fellow Award. And with this, we believe that the prestige of being able to receive this and the prestige of Rotary allows me to engage the CEO in what we are doing, engage the CEO in possibly becoming more active in the community, engaging the CEO to designate members in their company that can attend our meetings on a regular basis and learn and educate from everything that Rotary has to offer. So that would be an example of how we could actually get people to join our efforts. And I know other people have spoken since we're not completely off the ground with this. We had to rekindle it from the last district meeting we had. We'd like to be able to bring people in and award, and maybe not award them individually, but perhaps even have a night, a Paul Harris Fellow night, or Night of 1,000 Paul Harris Fellows, where we could honor some of these Paul Harris recipients. Could you change the slide, please? Oh, yeah, look at all these benefits. Woo! So I'll just go, I'm not going to read them to you, but you can see lots of benefits that we believe this could bring to the recipients. Now let's take a look at what are the benefits to us. Change the slide. Thank you. Absolutely increase our membership. We have a chance to improve our diversity, donations, funding for projects, improve morale, sense of achievement, and wow. So how do we get started? How do we get started? If you change to that slide, I want to keep moving on because I know you guys have had a long morning. So how do we get started? Next slide, please. Well, first of all, and I would work with any individual that's interested from the Rotary Club, how do we identify businesses in your area that meet the criteria? We want to work with you together. We want to help you in a way that to write a letter or to make phone contact, whatever, to contact the business and meet, of course, virtually with the business executive who would receive the award. We have an application that we conceived of, and then would come the formal invitation for the business executive to a function. As I mentioned, perhaps even a night of 1,000 Paul Harris Fellows, or some other function, perhaps more locally. We'd prepare to host the event. We would host the award event, and this would be a great way to bring some of the business leaders that you have in your area into the fold. Next slide, please. Michael, how am I doing? I went very quickly. Did any of that make sense?
To me, it did, and I want to thank you, Norby, for presenting that. Norby and I are obviously available to do a presentation at your club. You're going to be getting a lot more information from what we're doing in the near future, and just so you know, just by us sort of testing the waters with some companies and some others, we've already gotten a couple commitments of some significant donations to our district.
We did sign up a company called Care Resource just before the pandemic hit. And as a result of signing them up, our contact there designated 2 other people within the organization that would be able to attend meetings And again, as Michael said, we'll send you more details on the actual structure of the program for those that are interested. Michael, sorry, I interrupted on you.
No, thank you, Norby, and Alan, thanks for putting us on the agenda.
Thank you, guys. This is a very important program. It's a way to get corporations to support Rotary. We did a little change at the district level so that our 501c at the district level is a little broader, can accept donations. So that will make that more possible. You can also use this, you notice he mentioned points. This gets back to Lee Ferris's discussion. There's all kinds of ways to use points to help your club. I just saw an article not that a few weeks ago that some Rotary club in the DC area gave a Paul Harris Fellow to Dr. Fauci, okay? And there was a whole thing on the internet, Dr. Fauci accepting his framed Paul Harris Fellow. Well, I don't know if Dr. Fauci is going to get them any money, but the publicity that they get talking about Barbara and public image, it is tremendous with the idea that Dr. Fauci got a Paul Harris Fellow for the club, again, using points. So it's an important program, and hopefully you'll hear more about it in the coming year.